Hi, welcome everyone. Thanks so much for stopping by Bruce's All Research Channel. Studying ufology, I study the skies. I have a very good, simple and direct way of capturing objects in the sky. I have an advantage of seeing many lights here in Montreal where I live, of course. This is the moon, ladies and gents, last night. No, it wasn't high enough for me to get with the telescope, but it's upside down. Aristarchus on top, literally upside down. Mare Serenitatis on the bottom north side of the moon. Confirmed, and you see it right there. Mare Serenitatis on the bottom north side of the moon. Its butt is up in the air. You have Tycho, which is in the west. It's incredible to see it that revolved around. So this is a natural thing. They say that the moon does always rotate this way, but let me tell you, it's literally, like a lot of other channels are even saying, cartwheeling. It's a term I heard elsewhere, and yes, it makes perfect sense. The moon is literally cartwheeling. Of course, it's turning, and the bottom was up. This was a winter capture, by the way, because I saw a lot of trolls saying that was bugs with wings. No, it's a comet with a big ass tail, and it's freaking huge. That's for sure. Not that many days ago, I caught this object going across the sun. Also on fire, changing shape and form as it either breaks up or burns. And we're going to see another one. Listen, ufology and people who study in ufology and people who study the sky, there are many different branches in ufology. Most of them, if not all of them, are not even spoken about. They're unknown. The basics in ufology is what people think is that it's an association that's documenting objects in the sky and that they're all doing the same work, when in reality we really are not. You know, you have some investigative researchers, you have some that are trying to understand the propulsion systems, whether free energy or not, how the UFOs propel themselves. We're talking so many different subjects that we have to touch on when we're talking about ufology and trying to understand what these unidentified aerial phenomena are, and or the UFOs. And there's that object, like I said, on fire, literally crossing paths across the sun. It does look like an object, right? You could say it's on fire, and then when you look at it, you go, oh, I don't know, it looks like a death ship or something. Or here's the other object that comes in like a plank, a square object, and it turns in the center of the sun pretty fast and then leaves on the north side. This is definitely not a bird, and we'll look at it a couple of ways here as I zoom up, maybe put a color filter quite simply so that we can see the object both fast and slow. This is real speed. Well, I've been filming the sun a lot this month, and a part of last month actually, and I've been seeing a lot of solar flares. And what's happening is that when the sun's very active, we're going to see objects come in to the solar system. So whether these are known objects, it's still pretty large, and it's in front of the sun, going by the sun, probably close to the sun. And why do I say close? Because some of these objects are catching on fire. This one, not so much. It's hard to tell. So we see atmosphere over top of it, so that means it's close to the sun. And it actually looks like it's two objects at one point, or an object with a line in the center of it. Either it's two objects side by side, but either way, look at that, lining up straight to be able to cross over the sun. on the moon, the only reason why people don't see what's up there is because our perception, the whole world's perception, a long time ago was changed. There's reasons for why we see certain things on the moon, they tell us. Visual evidence that there are constructed objects there. 100% confirmed that there is definitely visual evidence. Like, definitely. As simple as these areas without even having any filter. And, listen, let's go back to Mare Serenitatis. It's just ridiculous. Seeing these large objects on the surface and me not being able to get other people interested aside from you, the same gang, makes no sense. Look what's up there. That's all built. I assure you. So let's go inside of Mare Serenitatis. Apollo 17 landed on the east outskirts, just to the right of that rectangle. So what's that doing on the surface? It looks, even there, with the lines going all the way down, it looks constructed. We can see it looks constructed, but what about this? The rectangle. And when you look at it, it's a perfect rectangle. Why do I see it, but you don't see it in almost any other regular moon photo? I hope you don't hear the cricket. I can hear it. Seriously. Well, why don't we see it in the images? Because I descend the exposure. It's a simple trick of the eye. So all these structures that are on the surface, while we're looking at that towering object, rock or not, it's still very towering inside of that rectangle with two light sources also. There's the object that's towering. We'll get into a lot closer, and literally we can see the surface. I have a 14-inch telescope, and what we can do just with the 14 is incredible. And my goal was to see the surface. That's where, approximately, APROX, Apollo 17 landing site, supposed landing site. Anyways, there are lines coming from there too. And that big-ass rectangle that's right there. Another phenomenon on the bottom, dark spots. It looks like it's growing or leaking, whatever, or built or natural on the bottom. Along that line of Bessel crater in the center of Mare Serenitatis. Here's, honestly, pretty much limited as close as we can get. Like, why would we get closer than that? But to see the individual objects, and look at this area cut off right there, that line there, because of the rectangle with those two light sources. The rectangle, you can see inside of the rectangle, it's indented. It does descend, what seems to descend. Darker surface too inside. So on the moon, there's lots of areas where we can literally, no jokes, see some barriers that are built. Why do I say barriers? Sorry, you'll see that a bit later. So this object here is right over. Look on the bottom, underneath that is where all the construction is, literally in the double crater right there on the bottom. If you tell me you don't see the lines in the center here, I don't have to get any circles up. Lines are incredible there, all the connections. That's definitely something that we could say looks built, right? Visual confirmation without necessarily having any confirmation, but still, it makes no sense. It doesn't look like ejecta. The angles break off. They veer off in 90-degree angles. Very well placed, the pipes or constructions or tunnels that seem to go inside of the moon and long going up and down all of the mountains. Those are the objects on the surface. A lot of people, say there are craters on the moon. It's a debate, is what I say. This white object, we can see the dark supposed crater underneath or through it. The white object is large, it's elevated, you can see the shadow underneath it, so it has to be something constructed, no? Fight together. The man they suffering inside, they are. They're so sad. Yeah. True. The man they suffering Aliens are mining on the moon. Yes, they are up there. Doesn't matter, cause disclosure's coming soon. Disclosure's coming soon.